All right, guys, by now you've seen the videos of me moving around colored rows and everything, and I get comments all the time. What's the point, bro? What's the point? So I think we've all been in this situation where we have data and we want to add more data to this data. Maybe it's a report that gets updated manually for some reason in a small business. And we've got our new report, but it's in a different order, right? So of course I can kind of ninja chop all these rows and columns into the same format, but there's an easier way using a formula that I want to show you because I think this is a common problem. Now I have covered this in a previous video, but it was a little bit longer, a little bit more complicated. This is a simple version. Watch this. I don't even know where I got this data, but I made it look like this. I think it was Copilot that helped me create this fake data. I know I wouldn't type in all these transaction IDs, but it looks like in our main sheet, master sheet, whatever you want to call it, we've got transaction ID, customer name, customer email, product that somebody bought. This guy bought girl. I only can assume that's short for like girl baby doll or something because that's extremely sus. And it's a man using a lady's email. So maybe it's just his wife's. I don't know. Okay. I'm not going to make excuses for the data that's just weird. Okay. Anyway, we've got all this stuff in the main sheet. Maybe that feeds a report in Power BI or something. And, being an intern or whatever, they said, hey, this report, you're going to have to take the old report, copy, paste into the new report. And you're like, fine, that'll take 5 minutes, whatever. Sometimes it takes longer. It's a big pain, right? You want it to take no time. Here's our additional data. It's in a different order. We have transaction data first here, and here we have customer email first. So how do we get this into this? Maybe they're on different spreadsheets. I think I'll do that. So don't forget to download this and follow along. ExcelObstacleCourse.com. The link's in the description down there. But let's separate this data into two different sheets because usually I think that's how it's going to be in real life. You have a report, master report, then you have a new report that you have to add to. So Control N, get a new sheet. Don't forget Alt Tab, guys. Don't sleep on that. If I hold down Alt with my thumb and then tap on Tab, I've got all the windows that I have open. If I'm still holding Alt, I'm going to continue to do Tab. Here you can see my recording, but the last program I was in was just one hit of Tab, and I could just toggle between the two that way. Highlight the data, Control Spacebar, Control Shift right. You don't have to do this, by the way. You can keep it in the other tab if you'd like. I'm just doing this because. All right, everything is now in this new sheet. So I'm going to delete this sheet. Alt H D S. Enter. Here we go. So now they're on different sheets. Great. So then, of course, not doing the Excel Ninja bit where we cut and paste columns. I'm just going to go zoom out here. And I intentionally made this not very pretty data. I think it's what we're used to seeing in real life. So I'm going to go to the very bottom here, and I'm going to use index equals index. What does index do? Equals index. We first get our array, which is everything here except for the headers. I'm going to leave the headers off. So select everything. And I'm just going to type a comma, and you see row number and column number, right? So let's just type a 1 and a 1. See what we get. We get this, which was the top corner of the index box we made. If we were to do, let's say 2, 1, we get the second one. So that's the second row, first column. It makes a grid, almost like it makes another spreadsheet and labels them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that way, right? So the reference is like Battleship. You go down so many, over so many. Seems kind of lame until you realize that it has other uses. So I'm going to type 0 here for all rows. I want to return all rows, and I want to look up what column I'm in this master sheet, and the index will return the appropriate column. So to demonstrate, 0, again, all the rows, match, I'm going to look up this. I'm going to look up transaction ID. Now, here's where it gets tricky. Sometimes the headers aren't the same. Sometimes they're, it's transaction ID with no underscore or something like that. I'll address that in a minute. Let's assume that we have the same exact identical headers in both sheets. So the first argument in match is the lookup value. So again, looking up transaction ID, type a comma, go over to our headers here in the additional sheet. I'll move it, and I'm using the mouse, apologies. So now I want the entire group of headers, so Control Shift over to the right. And then it's already locked. See, it has the dollar signs in it. The dollar signs are important because if you drag your formula over, which I intend to do, you don't want the reference to be dragged over too. That's what the dollar signs do. So take a look at this formula. Make sure your dollar signs are there. If they're not, just hit F4. So while you're writing the formula, you have the dollar signs change. If you hit F4 to where there are two dollar signs by the reference, that's what we're going for. It's on another sheet. It puts them in automatically. It assumes absolute reference. Now that I have the headers in there, I'm going to type another comma and type another 0. Why? 0 means exact match. I want to return the exact match, not something close to it, exact. So hit enter. And it says there's a typo because I tend to leave off the parentheses because I know I get the screen anyway, or warning box, so I just hit enter again. And look what it's done for us. This is the start and the end. As you can see here, there are 100. I don't know if you can see in my recording, but there are 100 rows. Over here, we have 100 rows. And the transactions start right where our index started and end at the bottom. So all we have to do, notice the formula up here is an array formula, so it returned an array. If I type anything here, I get a spill. So don't type anything in there. If I hold down Shift and then go over, or my favorite, just go over here and come back, Control R will copy the formula over. So look, it's taken, I don't want to mess that up. It's taken all the data from the other sheet and put it in this master sheet. There's a little bit of formatting issue with the dates right here. But for the most part, basically I can take all this, Control Shift, down, right, Control C, Control Shift V to paste special values. And we've got the values in there. Now again, this being a formatting issue, you want the formatting of this date. See, these are dates. I think you've seen this before, but if you have a 0 and you put it in a date format, it starts at the 0th, however you say that, of January 1900. And then 1 is the first day of January 1900, and so on and so forth. So all the way to the 45,777th day, which in this case would be, let's see, go to Format, Category, Date, for April 30th, 2025. Now I can just highlight all those and do the formatting, or I could just take this formatting, which I like, highlight all these, and then do the right click button which is typically right here, or you right click the mouse, but I have it programmed here. Right click, S for paste special, and R for formatting. And I've pasted the formatting. I haven't changed any of this data. I just made it dates. So a couple tips there. Hopefully that speeds up something in your day. But we're done. And if you want to see that again on one sheet, I'll do that real quick. So this isn't really an obstacle course type lesson, but I do want to do this twice to make sure that everybody gets it. Now I can zoom in, but I'm just going to leave it like this. Zooming in just makes it look better. This just looks like a mess of data. I think we're all used to messes of data in our lives. But again, go to the bottom on the main sheet, start on the main sheet, equals index, open parentheses. I'm going to do control page down to get to the other sheet. Of course, you can click on it if you want, and then just highlight. That's how I like to highlight. You can use the mouse. I'm not going to hold it against you. But as you can see here in the formula bar, there are no dollar signs. Again, if we're taking a formula and copying it over or dragging it over, it's going to drag the reference with it. And we don't want that. We want it to stay in place. So we need dollar signs. I'm going to type F4 once. And that takes care of putting dollar signs around all this reference for the index. I'm going to type a comma. And the next, if you can see here, is looking for row numbers. Now, we want all the rows, so I'm typing a 0. Another comma. Now we start our match formula. Match, open parentheses, and it's looking for our lookup value. Our lookup value is actually in the other sheet. So you can do control page up, or you can click on main sheet, then go all the way to the top to this reference. You don't want dollar signs on this argument. That's very important. This one here, we want to move along as we drag the formula over. I don't want that to stay in the transaction ID cell. So that's our lookup value. Hit comma. Lookup array. We're going back over to additional. Again, control page down, or you can just click on that tab. And then I use my arrows. Control shift over, or if you wanted to just highlight it with your mouse, you can do that. So this is another reference lock situation. We want our dollar signs. So after doing that, it's important to hit F4. And that locks it in place. See here in the formula bar. Next, we type another comma, and we type a 0. 0 just means an exact match. And you can leave the parentheses off and just hit enter twice because you get this pop-up. And we've done it again. So back up here, I'm going to hold down shift and highlight. I mean, of course, until you take my class with hyperspeed shortcuts, you might be using the mouse a lot. So I understand that. Step by step, guys. I've got 2 classes out there. One is free, it teaches you the basics. I just use the mouse. I don't focus on shortcuts. The second class is a paid class, and that focuses entirely on shortcuts. There is no other training out there that focuses entirely on shortcuts. I have 90 videos, 90, and worksheets that go with most of those videos. It is a tremendous value. So look into it, excelobstaclecourse.com. If you work in a business, see if your training department will pay for it. Usually they will. It can only help you. I think it's fun. So as you can see, we've got everything. Just control shift down and over. I'm going to copy and I'm going to paste over this. And why do I do that? Because I don't want formulas in here. If this is data that we're going to use for something like a report, I don't want it to be tied to any other spreadsheets. If that other spreadsheet gets ruined somehow, it could be a problem. So that's why I copy paste special values. So what do we do when the columns are not the same? They're not the same. Let's see what we can do. So I'm going to take these headers here, copy them. I'm going to add a sheet, Shift F11, and I'm going to transpose it. I can paste it like that. I don't really want to do it like that. I'm going to do right click button, ST for transpose. And I know this is the main sheet first, additional sheet next. So I'm going to copy that over here, right click, ST, and we see we have them in a different order. So what I want to do is just sort these, Alt ASA, Alt ASA, and then compare. How do I compare these two things? It's small, sorry. Apologies. So I want to fit Alt HOI. I just like to have everything fit in the column that it's in. So how do I compare these to make sure that this isn't like that? I'll go to another column and I'll hit equal sign. I'll hit the arrow to go to the first in the list, hit another equal sign, and then over here, and hit enter. It tells me if they're the same or not. It's the same as the exact formula. So that's just this, comma, this. But, you know, after being a data analyst for 20 years, I just got really good at just doing that. So this is not the same. Now we can explore why. They look the same. What's the deal here? So how I'm investigating this is I'm going to look I'm going to hit F2. And there you can see that there are spaces, see? So what do we do in that situation? I am going to just copy this and paste it over here and make them both the same. Now ideally you could trim them, equals trim. As you can see here, if I copy paste special values, hit F2, the spaces after it are gone. Okay. Now that might seem good, but the problem potentially with that is if they're building some sort of graph or Power BI or something off of the main spreadsheet that requires those extra spaces to be in there. I tell you, there's all kinds of data problems in the world. Not everybody is 100% playing by the same rules. So you're going to encounter all kinds of stuff. It's our job to be the technicians and troubleshoot it. So anyway, that's just a brief way I would do the renaming of headers. And I think if I were to go, let's say, because these are all out of order now, if I wanted to put these in the additional, let's change this one to customer name. Change this one to product ID. So you see these are false. So just for example, let's say that these are the names that we have in our additional sheet and we want to implant, let's pretend that these are in the main sheet, right? So what we want to do first is I'm going to write a match formula, look up that value in additional, lock the cells, type A0, and we've got the order that they're in, and it's in the same order. But if it wasn't in the same order, you can just, let's say it was in some goofy order like that, right? Highlight all this and then Alt DS, column D, and now we have them in the correct order. So once we have them in the order that we want them and these correspond to these, I can take these source true header names, go over to additional. I'm going to insert a row in this sheet. So once I insert that row, I can put the new ones on top, go over here, and then right click ST. And here we have our new names. See how there's no dash there, there's no underscore there. We can simply replace them. And there you go. That's the example if we have some goofy things going on with the headers. So put any kind of question you have in the comments. Rewind this and follow through with the practice sheet or with the sheet that you use for work. And let me know you like this video. Till next time.